This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Okay, this is the last solo analysis of 2021 and you've just heard the solo, Neil Shon's solo from Journey's Who's Cryin' Now. And before you all start shouting at me in the comments section, yes, I know I went a little bit off script at the end of the solo there, but I was happy with the take that I got, so I went with it. The tab that comes along with this solo is actually what was played on the original recording though. So, that's what the solo sounds like, mostly. Let's have a look at what's going on in the solo.
Solo explanation.
Right, I just want to take a moment or two to talk about the chord sequence that the solo's played over, because it is quite clever. It's a great example of what you can do with a relatively simple chord progression and a little bit of imagination. So the bones of the chord sequence are A minor, going to F, going to D minor, going to E minor, and then going back to A minor before it starts again. And, that would be kind of, as I say, the bones of the chord sequence could be played like this. 2, 3, 4. Something like that, but there's a little twist going on which involves chord substitutions. Because all of those chords, A minor, F, D minor and E minor, are all in the key of A minor, okay, which is the same thing as the key of C major, or you can think of it as the Aeolian mode, doesn't matter. Basically the chords in the relevant key that we're talking about here are A minor, B minor 7 flat 5, C, D minor, E minor, F, and G, and then back to A minor. We get some substitute chords going on, drawn from that pool of chords there. So we start off with a bass note, hanging like that, and then over the top of that we get A minor, going to G, and back to G, A minor, and G again. So you get like that. Starts to sound more recognisable now, doesn't it? And then the bass line takes us down to the F, and we get a similar thing again, A minor, G, and then back to A minor, and then onto a C. Then the bass line takes us to the D, and we get A minor to E minor, another version of E minor, then G, and this little sus2 note here, or add 9, then back to A minor again. So that's that final part's going like that. It's beyond me at least to play all of that on the guitar with just, you know, kind of including the bass notes. So when you add all that together, it goes something like this. And over the top of that rather nifty and clever little accompaniment, because it's, as I said, in the key of A minor, we're using an A natural minor scale. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and back to A again. It can also be called the A Aeolian mode, or you can also think of it as an A minor pentatonic, with the addition of F notes and B notes. There. Now, the B note is most notably being added in that little intro figure, that kind of there, and as part of that, the conclusion of that little motif where you've got the bend between the B and the C, kind of going up and down like that. But you're also getting the B note being added in here. Watch out in that part of the solo for a couple of 3 fret bends. Reaching that note there, if you get it right. There we go. Like that. There's only, to my recollection, there's only one place where you're getting the F note being added in, and that's as a bend from this E note here. So where's it go? Semitone bend from this 17th fret note on the B string. But it is there and he is using it. The main thing that makes this solo work, though, the main thing that when you hear it, you go with possibly humming it or whistling it, is that little intro kind of motif. It's got a hook to it, okay? You know, this part. And then there's the variation on that, which goes... Oops. Just changing the last note, bending up this G up to an A, instead of going to the B like that. So it's a good example of how you can take a phrasing rhythm and just change some of the notes to get a different variation on the lick. And then notice how, you know, we go through a couple of cycles of that at the beginning of the solo. You know, the kind of... you know, and conclude with a couple of cycles of that, and then to conclude the solo, we go back to that. That's a very powerful method of making a solo memorable. You know, have some, you know, simple is always a good idea. A simple phrase that you use at the beginning of the solo as an opening gambit, something that you can, you know, easily remember. So if you can easily remember it, the listener can easily remember it as well. This is a perfect example. You know, something memorable and simple like that, and then go off and do some, you know, kind of more twiddly improvisational stuff, you know, in the middle of it, you know. Something like that, whatever he plays, and then he's up here doing this bendy sort of stuff. All of that kind of gubbins that's going on up there, and then, you know, when he wants to bring it home, it's back to the that you know, that main motif again, and it really does give the listener a sense that they've kind of come full circle. You know, they've come back to where they started from. So a very effective solo, and I was going to say, despite its simplicity, I would say it's probably an effective solo because of its simplicity. Some nice bendy licks in there, especially with those 3 semitone bends, you know, from the the A here up to the C, like that. You know, so that's a good bending workout if you need one, and you know, just loads of great stuff you can learn from it, especially about that, you know, using a hook, using a motif, a simple little melodic idea that you return to give it a sense of continuity. So there you go, that's the solo from Who's Cryin' Now, played by Neil Schon. Have some fun with it. And there is, of course, a full tab in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing the solo, that explanation you've just seen there, and a jam track to play along with. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address. And the link is in the description. It's only $3 or £2.50 a month, and you get access to all of these bits and pieces and extra resources that go along with these YouTube videos. Thank you so much to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are linked down in the description. And that is pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful and informative and perhaps a little bit inspiring. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not give me a like while you're at it? And as I say, that's it for today. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.